The mind is the most powerful tool in your arsenal. I created this podcast as a daily supplement for you to invest into your thinking. This is your
daily mind medicine.
What's up, crew? Hope you're doing well. Hope you are full of energy, full of vision, full of momentum. If you're not full of momentum, go ahead and create some today. Anyways, hey, don't forget, please, it means so much to us that if you are getting value from this, that you share it, you pay it forwards. That's the way we monetize this show, is we provide amazing depth and value, and we trust that the crew that's benefiting from the value will go out and share it with the people in the world that they care about. There's not a lot of places that I think you can get the authenticity and the vulnerability and just like the daily interaction with somebody like me doing what we're doing. And it's really important to me to make sure that I provide the access that I feel like I wasn't provided when I was coming up in the game. You know, I came up, my life was I had a fascinating come up story, but there weren't mediums or modalities, I believe, for me to really access the way that, you know, millionaires and decamillionaires and these people think. There wasn't that access. It was very difficult to get proximity. And so anyways, that's just one of the things that I have made a commitment to in my life for as we grow. You know, we'll cross hopefully 100 million this year. I would love to hit 500-600 million in real estate in the next 3 or 4 years. And I'm going to continue doing this because I feel like you never know who's got potential in their life, and just one podcast can change the way they think about something forever. Anyways, here's the point of today's podcast. We absolutely live in the greatest time in the history of the world. And it's sometimes funny to me that people would disagree with that. I made a post about this on social just a couple of weeks ago, and who were like, nah, I'd actually rather be born, 200 years ago. Like, well, or somebody said it, I'd rather be born 100 years ago. What they don't realize is, like, they probably would have been dead. They would have been drafted in World War II or World War I, or they would have, been caught up in the Civil War. They would have been, lost in one of the revolutions. And it's funny to me that people, here's the hit home for you. People fail to recognize the brilliance and the wonder of the current day and age. Not because they're negative people, but because they fail to understand where we have come from. And this is true. This is true in your life. This is true in my life. This is true on a macro, but it's also true on the micro. And this is so applicable to many parts of your life. Let me tell you this. If you do not properly understand and appreciate where you have come from, you'll never have the requisite reserves to participate in where you're going. So many times I see people fall off track and they slow down. They lose a little bit of momentum. They lose a bit of gratitude. They lose some fulfillment. They lose connection. They lose their present. And it's not necessarily because they're bad people or negative people, but at some point along the way, they stop practicing appreciation for where they had come from. And therefore, they lost the insight and the ability to look forward to where they were going. And people disagree with me on this in regards to the current present day, because they lack a proper understanding and an appreciation for where we've come from as a species in the world at large. There's something actually wrong with you if you think that life was better 200 years ago than it is now. And it's just a lack of intelligence, it's a lack of perspective, it's a lack of everything. But this is something that can subconsciously begin to derail you. And so you want to put this practice into your life, this little practice into your life. It doesn't have to be 12 hours a day. It can be 5 or 10 minutes daily, where you spend a little bit of time rehearsing where you have come from and the things that you have survived. And here's the power of this principle is, in many things in your life, they're not necessarily brand new giant obstacles. They're variations of things that you have survived in your past. And the ability to have this practice will give you it gives you the groundedness to be able to say, you know what, I've kind of faced this before in a different area, or this is a pattern here in my life, and this is just a small deviation from something I dealt with last year or the year before that. It gives you a wholeness and a completeness in your perspective. I don't have time to go into it more today, but just a reminder for you that you are here for a reason, and that you've survived some pretty intense things. Like, you've run through some amazing situations and circumstances. Don't lose the ability to project out into your future because you've lost the discipline to accurately appreciate where you came from. Adios.
DailyMindMedicine.com